We're connecting with doctors. We're connecting with community experts. We're connecting with you. This is Connect by 3 News.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to 3 News Connect. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday so far. I'm Jay Crawford. Monica Robbins also hosting from home, now into our 4th week of doing so, Monica.
That's right. We are both coming to you live from our homes. And of course, we are here to bring you the information about COVID-19 because it is constantly changing. So let me bring you the latest developments right now. We're going to start with the numbers. Confirmed coronavirus cases worldwide now surpasses 2 million. That's according to Johns Hopkins. And in New York, the hardest hit area of the United States, Governor Cuomo has said the worst is over, but still asked residents to continue to follow strict distancing guidelines. And here at home, Ohio's Attorney General just announced a lawsuit against a Northeast Ohio man for hoarding N95 masks and then selling them for nearly 18 times the retail price. Jay?
Wow. At some point, Ohio and America, Monica, will have to get back to work. But who will make that ultimate decision? During his daily coronavirus press briefing yesterday, President Trump asserted that decision is his alone to make.
The President of the United States has the authority to do what the President has the authority to do, which is very powerful. The President of the United States calls the shots. If we weren't here for the states, you would have had a problem in this country like you've never seen before. We were here to back them up, and we've more than backed them up. We did a job that nobody ever thought was possible. It's a decision for the President of the United States. Now, with that being said, we're going to work with the states because it's very important.
But many legal experts disagree. Former Ohio Lieutenant Governor and Attorney General Lee Fisher, who is now the Dean of the Marshall College of Law at CSU, says the federal government has limitations.
The federal government has very broad authority, but it does not, never has, and never will have total authority. And in this particular case, when you're talking about the health and safety of the citizens of a state, that is a governor's responsibility. It's not the President of the United States.
Governors of 7 northeastern states are teaming up to outline how they plan to ease restrictions. Here in Ohio, Fisher believes Governor DeWine will follow public health officials' recommendations. Governor Mike DeWine announced a change yesterday involving long-term care facilities. Dr. Amy Acton issuing an order that forces these facilities to notify residents and their families within 24 hours of anyone on site testing positive for COVID-19. The state will also provide a list of long-term care facilities where there has been at least one person on the site test positive. Monica?
Well, Jay, a new test for coronavirus has just been approved by the FDA, the first of its kind. Emergency use authorization was granted for the first test that uses saliva to diagnose COVID-19. It's much less invasive than the current nasal swab test being used. The test was developed by Rutgers University and for now will only be offered through clinics and hospitals associated with that university. And we've been talking a lot about Battelle, the Ohio-based company that developed the technology to sterilize those much-needed N95 masks. And we can now put a face to the people who developed that technique. It was actually a husband and wife from the Columbus area. Lori is a family doctor who told her husband she was worried about the shortage of N95 masks at their hospital. So her husband, an engineer at Battelle, remembered a study they had done about cleaning masks in an emergency. Then they started sketching out a plan right at their dining room table.
Each one can handle about 80,000 masks a day.
That's a game changer for hospitals,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I mean, that's an entire hospital's worth over a few days.
The process takes about 2.5 hours, and the masks can be cleaned and then reused 20 times. And we've learned the Pentagon signed a deal with Battelle to get more of these machines for the country. The $415 million deal includes the creation of 60 additional systems, which will be available in early May. Meanwhile, over the weekend, the FDA approved emergency use authorization for hospitals to decontaminate N95 masks with advanced advanced sterilization products for a specific device that uses vaporized hydrogen peroxide gas plasma. That can sterilize about 480 masks in a day, and about 6,300 hospitals across the country use this type of device. Jay?
Monica, masks are helping protect all healthcare workers and first responders, and now the Cleveland Police Department is requiring their officers to also wear these protective masks while on the job. Cleveland Police tweeted out this picture of an officer, several officers, wearing their protective gear last week. Officers will now wear the N95 masks so they are protected at work from the coronavirus. With news that the first round of stimulus checks began hitting American bank accounts this weekend comes a warning. Beware of thieves that are out to grab the money for themselves. Consumer investigator Danielle Serino tells us about just some of the tactics they're using.
As Americans desperately wait for their stimulus checks, scammers are already on the prowl trying to intercept them. And they're ripe with targets, especially those who've never filed for direct deposit before, like Tim Kelly.
If you want that check quickly, do you know where to sign on?
No, I don't.
Because you could get an email link saying this is where you need to sign on. And that is going to be probably a fraud.
The only place to sign up for direct deposit will be at irs.gov.
The government is not going to reach out to you to ask you for anything or to do anything in order to get your check. So if you get an email, a text, a message on Facebook that asks you to click a link or provide your bank account number or social security number, that is a scam.
The IRS will also never call nor ask for money up front to get your check sooner. In fact, most taxpayers will automatically get theirs on a date set by the government. And watch out for fake checks, which come with instructions.
What if they said, well, all right, here's your check, and it's $200 more than we said we would give you, but you got to send the $200 back.
I guess I'll just have to follow their directions on what to do to give it back if that's what they need.
And I'm about to tell you that that would be a total scam.
Finally, ignore offers for financial help on social media.
And I said, is it really a grant or is it a loan? They say, no, it's a grant, you'll get this money.
This woman who wants her identity hidden got an IM from a Facebook friend. Turns out her friend's account was hacked. Now she's out more than $2,000.
In our current state now that, I'm thinking like, hey, I could use that money. I could, start a small business. This would help me out.
But if you really are due a stimulus check, watch your mailbox because scammers will try to get there before you do.
Now, if you've never had to file taxes before, go to irs.gov and only irs.gov to submit your information so you can receive your check. And because there's been so much fraud these days, the government will be sending letters out to confirm that you received the payment and for the amount that you were supposed to. I'm Danielle Serino, 3 News.
Oh, great information. COVID-19 is hitting the homeless community in different ways as well. Local shelters like Lutheran Metropolitan Ministries that runs 3 different shelters are looking at ways to decrease the population inside. And now 3 local hotels have opened their doors for 80 men and 45 women to stay for the time being.
But we were really fortunate that not only did we reach out, but a number of hotels reached out to us to say, can we help? We understand that, people might be, concerned about housing persons who are homeless, but we're not, and we're here to help you.
LMM is also teaming up with Metro to provide COVID screening for anyone who may have symptoms. It's all part of a greater effort to serve the underserved.
I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to our staff. They're just an amazing group of people. I mean, we're doing all we can to, certainly keep them safe and protected, but they're on the front lines. They are they're a part of these unsung heroes that people might not be thinking about. But they're just incredible.
If you are in need of any services, you can call the United Way's helpline at 211. One local organization that's been really impacted by all of this, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Ohio. So WKYC and the Indians are teaming up to help raise money for that organization. We're going to have special coverage this Thursday, hosted by Jim Donovan. Coverage begins at 6:30 on our website, followed by a special at 7:30 p.m. We sure hope you'll join us. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back to 3 News Connect. We have some good economic news today as stocks are surging up 2%. Amazon has announced it is hiring an additional 75,000 workers at its facilities. 75,000 new jobs. That is on top of the 100,000 new jobs that it created last month. The e-commerce giant went on a hiring spree, adding warehouse and delivery workers across the country amid a surge in online shopping during the coronavirus that we've seen over the last month. Amazon has also raised employees' hourly pay and doubled overtime pay for warehouse workers. And here's great news for people in need of a workout at home, and I think that would be all of us. Planet Fitness is joining forces with iFit. That's a company that specializes in streaming home workouts. The collaboration, launched yesterday, provides new in-home workouts for people of all fitness levels, and here's the best part. The workouts are free. All you have to do is download the Planet Fitness app. You do the workouts in real time with live feeds, or you can watch them on your time on Facebook or YouTube once that stream ends. Pretty cool. Well, the stay-at-home order means that we're all cooking a lot more, and it also means that we're running out of new ideas for some creative dishes. With that in mind, we turn to the Cleveland Clinic and dietitian Kristen Kirkpatrick for some fresh ideas for all of us.
You know, so many of my patients have been asking me, what do I do with the items in my pantry and my fridge? I can't get to the store and buy new food, or if I can get to the store, the food's not there. So my first suggestion is don't overthink your meals. You can get a really nutrient-dense, perfect meal with simply 3 ingredients. If you have beans in your pantry, for example, and you've got some sort of grain, quinoa, brown rice, whatever the case may be, you can combine those. And even more perfectly, if you have a frozen vegetable in your freezer, add that in as well. That's 3 ingredients. That is a great meal to have for you and your entire family. I would also suggest looking at how you can reuse certain foods as well. So for example, if you have a sweet potato in the house or you have sweet potato chunks in your freezer, You can take that and you can make sweet potato hash in the morning time to go alongside with eggs, or just have it alone. And in the evening, you can put it next to a lean source of protein if you're able to get salmon or chicken or anything like that. Don't overthink these meals. 1 to 2 ingredients is all you need to put something together. This is not the time to be a grand chef and use 20 ingredients. This is the time to focus on nutrient density, getting colors, getting plants, and getting whole foods as much as possible.
There's some lunch ideas. Well, we've seen people across the country giving thanks to those working in healthcare, and workers here in Northeast Ohio are feeling the love too. Take a look at these signs that went up outside Cleveland Clinic's Hillcrest Hospital. They all thank caregivers for everything they're doing on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic. And some of the signs read, "You are the heroes and hope prevails." That's just a beautiful show of support and a message from all of us too. We love seeing stories like this. If you have a story you'd love to share, or even just a photo spreading joy, please text it to us at 216-344-3300. We would love to share those on the air. Stay with us. 3 News Connect is back after the break. For someone who's been furloughed or laid off, there are still opportunities for you to work. Ohio's Lieutenant Governor John Husted announced Monday that there are more than 40,000 essential job openings in the state from more than 600 different companies. Nearly 700,000 jobless claims have been filed in Ohio alone over the last 3 weeks. And it's definitely a time we need some hope. So since so many Ohioans are now unemployed, it's likely many have also lost their health insurance. In today's Health Hub, I spoke with an insurance expert about different options that are available. Joining me in the Health Hub is Tim McNichols, Executive Director at Lighthouse Insurance Group based in Independence. Is it possible to get health insurance for the short term until you land a new job?
And those are something that's relatively new. They, have a lot of the same types of coverage options that you would have with an ACA plan. The only thing that is a little different there is that if you have a pre-existing condition, I would never recommend one of those types of plans for somebody that has that, because they're not going to get covered, or they won't cover that pre-existing condition. So if you have something like diabetes, or you've had cancers or something along those lines, it's not a policy that we would ever recommend to you, but it's for a healthy family, or, somebody that doesn't see a doctor a lot and they want some, basic insurance, and, they want to have that coverage. those are really, really good options, and they're really affordable. And you can also pick them for a duration of time.
If someone's income plummets and they go to benefits.gov and find out if they qualify for Medicaid, is there anything else they should remember?
Are you eligible for subsidies through the ACA? That's something that a lot of people forget about or don't think about or don't think that they're actually eligible. So it's seeing where you fall on that that list of how many members are in your family, what is your income, all those kind of factors come into place about where you would fall in that spectrum of be able to go to an ACA plan with a subsidy or go to something like Medicaid. So it's really financial more than anything else.
And here's something else to brighten your day, a chance to share your messages of hope. A group called Never Ever Give Up Cleveland put up a yellow mailbox in front of the Heights Libraries on Coventry. They're encouraging people to drop off a letter of hope while practicing safe physical distancing, of course. The group posted on their Facebook page saying they may share your letter on that page. Jay?
Well, Monica, one of the many cancellations caused by the coronavirus, the Cleveland International Film Festival. But starting today, you can still watch the films that were slated to be shown. Here's how you do it. On the film's website, on the festival's website, you can view 212 feature films and 200 short films. All you have to do is either purchase a single film for $8, or if you want the unlimited screenings, $75 opens everything. Here's a quick rundown of some of the features you'll want to view.
There's a film called We Are the Radical Monarchs, and it's a documentary about a bunch of young ladies in California, and essentially they are part of what's a different type of Girl Scout troop, and although they work on social justice and being engaged in their community in different ways. Something more local, we have a documentary called Heroin, Ohio, and it was actually filmed in the Springfield, Ohio area, and it chronicles the struggle with the opioid epidemic, and there are actually two twin brothers that the documentary film chronicles. There are lots of music films in this festival. There's a film called All I Can Say, which is about the lead singer of the band Blind Melon. There is a film called Crescendo, which is a film about classical music. And we have a film called Golda, which is about Golda Meir, who was the prime minister of Israel a long time ago. So lots of great films in this festival.
A lot of great films, a lot of options for a time when all of us are sitting around looking for something new to watch. Here's the thing, though. You want to watch the movies as soon as possible because there are a limited number of screens available for each one. You can find all this information on our website, WKYC.com. Well, Playhouse Square has now announced that it will remain closed for the next 6 weeks. That's all the way through the entire month of May. On its website, the theater district says it's working with producers and promoters to reschedule as many of these performances as possible. If it can't do that, it will try to bring those artists and shows back sometime in the future. If you have tickets to something and the show is rescheduled or canceled, Playhouse Square says they will let you know. Information is constantly changing on the coronavirus. We've seen that day to day, and we know it's tough to keep up with all the latest developments. You can do it with one easy text. Just send the word FAX to 216-344-3300. And once you do that, you'll receive the latest developments. They are sent right to your phone. 3 News Connect is coming right back.
We all have that.
Welcome back to 3 News Connect. Before we wrap, here are 3 coronavirus headlines that have people talking. University Hospitals says they've raised more than $5 million in community donations to help fight the coronavirus. You can add the Tour de France to the long list of iconic sporting events that have been canceled in 2020. No new dates have been set. And actor Tom Arnold has given high praise to Governor Mike DeWine on his response to the coronavirus. All these headlines and more are on WKYC.com. They're also available on our app. Monica?
Hey Jay, it's Taco Tuesday, and for the 3rd week in a row, you can get your hands on free Doritos Locos Taco at Taco Bell. The chain has been offering up a free taco as a way to say thank you for helping communities during the pandemic, and a way to say we're all in this together. There is no purchase necessary, just drive up and get your taco. U.S. airline travel is down 95%, and as we start to figure a way out of all this, many people are wondering if it's okay to start planning trips for later this year after the stay-at-home order is lifted. Well, Romney Smith found out how you can spare your vacation.
Right now, airports look more like a plane parking lot with travel down 95%. And with people itching to go on vacation, health experts say not so fast because we have to avoid another possible coronavirus spike.
Well, there's no doubt that we have to reopen correctly. It's going to be a step-by-step, gradual process. It's got to be data-driven. And as I said, I think it would be community by community, county by county.
If you want to book a vacation flight for the late summer, fall, or winter, there are some new airline guarantees in case you need to change or cancel your future flight.
We're going to be as flexible as possible with waivers, with change fees, with being responsive and sensitive and understanding the needs that you are going through as your schedules change. You can count on Delta.
Delta and all other major carriers are also giving an extension on airline credits. While some are extending flight credits by 6 months, other airlines are giving you up to the end of May 2022 to take your trip. I've listed out the change fees, airline credits, and web links for more information on this story on our website, WKYC.com. Romney Smith, 3 News.
Great information, and it's so nice to actually think of vacation. Thank you so much for...
Hurt in a car? Call K&R. After the accident, who will pay your bills? K&R fights for every